Hello beautiful ladies, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you how to get this professional look. I'm going to a conference this week to sing the national anthem, and I was thinking about, okay, I want to wear something that is very professional looking. I want to do my makeup in a way that is, very nice looking but doesn't draw attention to itself. And it got me thinking, what is a really good professional makeup look? So I decided to sit down and record this for you guys and see if this is something that you guys would be interested in seeing. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to start off with a glowy primer, because when you're indoors all day, usually you've got really high air conditioning in the office, and if you're wearing a mattifying primer, your skin can feel kind of dried out by the end of the day. So I recommend going in with a glowy primer. This is the Infallible Glow Lock Primer from L'Oreal. I'm just gonna go in with clean hands and massage that over the skin. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some concealer that's the same color as my foundation and cover up any blemishes that I have. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter concealer underneath my eyes, and I'm actually going to do that before I put on foundation. We talked about this a little bit in my last video, that I've really been enjoying putting on my concealer before my foundation because it's a little bit more natural and it doesn't look so stark if you're using a lighter concealer than you are a foundation. So I figured I would just keep going with that. So the concealer that I'm going to use on my blemishes is the Boing Concealer by Benefit, and I use shade number 1. And I'm just going to go in with this little concealer brush. It's flat, so it doesn't move the product around very much. And I'm just going to go over and hit these little spots here like that, and then blend out the edges with my fingertip. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this NARS concealer in Chantilly. And I've found that if I use my fingertip or a brush with this, it's just too thick and it'll go into all of my under eye creases. So instead I go in with this little damp sponge that I told you guys I've been loving. And I'll just go right in with it and then tap it in underneath my eye. In other news, what have you guys been up to? Let me know down below, what have you been really excited about, because summer's here now. And are you taking any vacations? Life is so crazy here. It's been insane. I can't even think about all of the things we have going on. I'm singing the national anthem this week. I think this will be up before I sing the national anthem. I'll be singing the national anthem in DC, and I'm also going to be singing in a concert, which I'm really excited about. In about 2 weeks, I'll be singing at a concert at a distillery. It's actually just a recital, so it's just me and a pianist, and it's just going to be really fun. I'm really excited. I'm going to be singing some of my favorite arias as well as some really cool art songs, and I'm really just looking forward to doing that because I haven't had the opportunity for a little while, and making music with another musician is just so much fun. And then the biggest news is that Jacob and I are moving in a month. So that's also crazy. And we haven't started packing yet, so it's gonna be a lot. But I am really excited for the move. We're going to have a really nice place that's actually gonna be big enough for me to have a studio, which I'm really excited about, because what you see here is actually our guest room. So I am looking forward to having my own space and being able to decorate it in a way that I really like. So before we get looking even crazier than this, I'm gonna put on my foundation. So I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24-Hour Foundation, and the reason I'm using this is because we used a glowy primer. This is more of a matte foundation, but the combination will just give you some longevity without making your face look super dry. So I'm just gonna put this on my hand, and then I'm gonna go in with a damp sponge. This one's by EcoTools, and I'm just going to go over my whole face. So now quickly, before anything moves around, I'm going to set my under eyes. So you always want to make sure that you tap out any creasing before you set it. And then I'm going to just take this damp sponge and I'm gonna go into this powder by Bare Minerals, and I'm going to pat this under the eye just to set it down. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and set my whole face. Jacob and I have been watching some TV shows. We started watching an old one that we can kind of like binge watch. It's called Justified. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's not like totally unheard of, and Timothy Olyphant is the main guy, and he is such a fun actor. I really like him, and it's been good so far. It's interesting. I can't decide which characters I like and which ones I don't, because they all kind of are. You know what? They have a lot of layers, which is nice. It's not very obvious which ones we have to root for. Although, of course, we root for the main guy because he's the main guy. But if you've watched the show, let me know down below what you think of it. And tell me what shows you're watching, because I'm always looking for new suggestions. I watched Always Be My Maybe. More on that. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little bit of contouring and a little bit of bronzing. So when you go to the office, you don't need something that's like a cut contour and really intense, but you are under harsh fluorescent lights probably, and you don't want to look completely washed out and dead. So putting a little bit of color on the face and putting a little bit more dimension in the face will make you look more awake and just make you look nicer. So I'm gonna go in with this little brush by Real Techniques, and I'm gonna go into this bronzer by Wet n Wild, and I'm going to just go right from the top of the ear and down towards the mouth. Ignore all my acne for the moment. I'm aware that I've had a really bad breakout. See, it happens to everybody. Even me, who my skin has really come around. There are just times where hormonally or stress or something that you've eaten can make you break out, and that's what's happening to me right now. So, you know, it'll go away, but it is what it is. So I'm just kind of tapping my brush right in that hollow. I like tapping because it kind of, you can feel where the hollow of your cheek is. I'm just kind of going down like this and then bringing it up, and then I can swirl and bring the color up a little bit. I'm just gonna do a little bit underneath the jaw and then just a little bit on the other side. I'm just gonna take this little fan brush. Again, this is Real Techniques. I'm just gonna go back into that bronzer, tap off the excess, and then hit both sides of my nose just to narrow it a bit, and then go right at the tip to shorten it. Now I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and just bring color all over the face. Now I'm just gonna go in with some blush. I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Keep It Peachy Color Icon blush. I'm gonna tap into that, tap off the excess, and I'm actually not going to hit the apples of the cheek first, because you don't want to deposit a ton of color right there immediately, because it can look like you're a clown. So what I do is I like to hit a little bit behind there, sweep it back. And then I'll get like a more natural, it blends into the contour. And this color is not super rosy. Just choose a color that works for you, that looks natural. But I like this because it's kind of summery, and it does look kind of like I'm not wearing anything. It's just a little bit of a flush. Now I'm just gonna fill in my eyebrows. I don't really need to fill it in for the shape, but I do need to fill in those bald spots. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and set these down so that they stay in place all day. And now we can move into the eyes. So for work, I don't think you need to do something that's really crazy. I don't think you wanna bring a lot of attention to your makeup when you're at work, but you do wanna look nice and you wanna look like you're awake and ready for the day. So I'm just gonna bring a little bit of definition to my eyes without making it really obvious. So I'm gonna go into my ColourPop Fame palette. You guys remember this one, I use it a lot. And I like this because I think it's a really nice palette for work. It has a lot of colors that are just natural and nudes, and if you want to get a little bit more fancy with it, you can go in with some of the shimmers, but you don't have to, so that's a nice thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by going in with this shade here, Center Stage, and I'm just gonna put this all over the lid to set everything down. What are your guys' favorite eyeshadow palettes? Do you have any that are like must-haves. Abby, go out and buy them. Like, I need to try these. Let me know, because I really want to try what you guys like. I want to know what you guys are looking at. That's fun for me, so let me know. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Stardom here. That's this reddish brown color. And I'm just gonna go in the same place that I just went in with Center Stage. I'm just gonna put it right on the outer corner and then in the crease, and really just fluff that out, right? Windshield wiper motions. All over the lid too. Let's just get that all over everything, but you just want it to look really well blended. And I'm just gonna go into Clubhouse, that's this color here. It's just a little bit more taupey, and I'm gonna go in with a slightly smaller fluffy brush. It's kind of flat, if you can see that. And I'm just going to tap that on the outer corner, outer V, just go right into the crease with it. And this really isn't gonna be obvious at all, but it's just gonna add a little bit of extra definition to the eye. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush and go back into Stardom, which is that reddish brown, and just go under the lash line. So now I'm just gonna go into Lifestyle, which is this dark brown shade here. It's kind of a purpley chocolate brown. And I'm gonna go in on a little straight angled brush, and I'm just gonna tap that right on the outer corner here and kind of drag it in a little bit. And that's gonna be my liner, because I don't wanna do anything too crazy. I'm probably rushing to get out the door at this point, and this is the easiest way to get your liner done in a short amount of time. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara on the top lashes and the bottom lashes. And now for the final touch, I'm just gonna go in with this Liquid Catsuit Mega Last lipstick in Give Me Mocha. This will last all day, and it really does last all day. I mean, you can throw it in your bag, but it pretty much lasts all day. And it's like a Your Lips But Better color, which I love. And my little secret trick, which is just going in with my fingertip and smoothing all this out. And for the last thing, this is totally up to you if you want to do it, but if you really want your makeup to last all day, I would use a setting spray. So this is Milani's Make It Last setting spray. That's what the spray looks like. And I just go ahead and spray this on my face, and it'll really just set everything down. Anything that's powdery won't look powdery anymore. It's a really cool thing, but you don't have to do it if you don't really want to. And that's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to my channel and subscribe to my blog if you haven't already. Head over to my Instagram and Twitter and follow me there. And let me know down below, are you gonna do this for work? Is this what you do for work? Do you do something like this, or do you do something a little bit more amped up or a little bit less? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.